Jack dreamed in bright metaphors, spun appealing tales in a single night. He wrote like a rushing river runs, swift, unceasing, full of life and light. What if, and at least he'd say, testing truth with a scholar's grin, and even Father Christmas at a winter's end found room in the invented worlds he penned. But John carved myth like a mason carves stone meant for a sacred cathedral wall. Slow the chisel, sure the hand, perfect, polished, purposeful. He shaped a maiden fair as dawn, an ideal no grief could dim, while Jack found joy in a living heart. John worshipped Lúthien with an elvish hymn. Jack and John by the fire at night, talking of kingdoms, loss and grace. Pub patrons with an inkling to bite the coals, diverging approaches in fellowship embrace. Souls plodding onward and upward toward the music weaver's face. Jack knew love with a trembling laugh, his joy blooming late but true, a real world warmth that pierced the fog and colored all he knew. John kept faith with a fairy star, a mythic beauty woven long before. Yet both men walked with honest hearts through every grief they bore. Jack at first resisted the carpenter's claim, a choice sharp as a drawn sword's edge. Not a liar nor a lunatic, but an untamed lord. Truth pressed him to make the pledge. John pointed Jack to old powerful myths. We are moved by deep mystery. At last Jack grasped it, the myth became real. God stepped into our history. Jack and John by the fire at night, talking of kingdoms, loss and grace. Pub patrons with an inkling to bite the cold, diverging approaches in fellowship embrace. Souls plodding onward and upward toward the music weaver's face. Jack played lightly with parables, let symbols dance and roam, while John built worlds where meaning lived in mountains, swords and stone. One world welcomed Father Christmas, one world guarded voluminous ancient lore. Yet each revealed the hidden paths that lead us to something more. But when joy's warm laughter entered in, fault lines cracked and the fire grew cold. Old friends felt strange as seasons changed. John held to Roman sacraments strict and old. John could not accept that joy was Mrs. Jack, a rift he would not mend. And so their fellowship grew strained and thin. Two roads diverged but will rejoin in the end. Jack and John by the fire at night, talking of kingdoms, loss and grace. Pub patrons with an inkling to bite the coals, diverging approaches in fellowship embrace. Souls plodding onward and upward toward the music weaver's face. Jack and John in the lamplit room, pipes and pints as the hour grows late. One swift-handed, one slow-crafted, both in league with faith and faith. When we read what they wrote, our chains fall off, longings awake, dread shadows break. And through their tales the world was shown a glimpse of the great escape. Subcreation or allegory, reality is really the story.